You are listening and watching to a very special podcast. Shall we continue? Let's. Ben, Taylor, Isabel, and Cruel were quietly making their way through the forest. You see, the Haragi clan is quite one of the most powerful people. It is said that they are quite scary. What about Shanoa? She's quite the scary one. Very clever, in fact. Yes, but I believe you were told that she went through such horrific events. I have to say, this DWC place is quite an act of what it is. But if you listen closely to what I'm going to tell you, I believe there's a lot of people here that really need you. And it's the families of those tortured children.
What? How did you find out?
Easy. I managed to discover the children, all of them that died. And their families actually need you because they're in trouble with the likes of the inspector. Some of those that are left behind are being mistreated, mostly the girls. It seems the girls are being victim blaming, and also they're forced to change their stories. Human beings are quite despicable, aren't they? These girls had their own innocence violated. And if I were you, I would try to bring in the justice, if you will, as if the victims hadn't gone through enough. Ben was shocked. So, they went to the first house. The family that saw Ben was startled. However, Ben said, "Don't be afraid. It's me, Benjamin Hallows." The mother knew. Instead of lashing out at him, she put her arms around him. "Oh my God, it's you. Oh my God, I'm so sorry for all the terrible things you went through. Please have mercy." The mother began to talk with Ben. She's been trying to do better ever since what happened to her child. She never knew that Marcelo would go this far. The mother has no hateful feelings towards Ben for all the trauma he's been through. Ben claimed, "I should have saved them. It's all my fault." No, listen to me. I learned what happened. And, oh my God, I felt such a selfish person. You went through hell by your father. You were forced to do it. I was trying to talk to the other parents about it, but they believe you were still a monster. I get that. I understand. I can't change it. I know. But I was the only one that knew, and I decided, My husband and I divorced, and I have no other contact with him, but I believe I'm responsible. No, it wasn't related to you or anything. It's just, ever since our son died, God, it was so hard. I get what you mean. I wish I could have saved him. I could have saved the other children. But they were too reclusive. I could have done something. Ben claimed honestly. Taylor looked at him with concern. Then he had to say, "I'm sorry, I know this is sounding very selfish, but we heard that your daughter is being victim blamed because of a crime that was committed against her." The police are useless here. They're not doing anything. I'm beginning to lose faith in humanity, and there's no justice for my daughter. I believe there is something going on here, and something is not right with the inspector. So, I suggest you help me out, because I am already losing faith. I'm almost up to here, she said. She put her hand near her forehead as if she was done. Ben nodded. I'll do what I can. I promise you will see justice. So will your daughter. After Ben and Taylor left, Cruel came behind. Poor mother. All she wants is justice, and she holds nothing against you. Are you saying she's the one being selfish? No. I believe these humans here are really having a tough time. You would be having a hard time if this happened to you. Perhaps. But you forget, I'm no longer human. Funny. You do look human to me. It's just you're not that scary. But I can be with strength. So, have you noticed anything with these girls and how the police are treating them? I believe it's something to do with the inspector. I think you should talk to the chief officer, or maybe I will. Ben looked at her in shock. What? Now, Cruel said, holding a finger. Her index finger was raised as she said, That was one option, but I have another. She pulled out the MPD and said, This could help. So she typed in something, and then she put some sort of USB object into it, turned it around and showed it to Ben. Ben then began to look at it, and he nearly threw up. But instead, he almost burst out laughing out of inappropriate behavior. Why? There were girls showering. Some of them were in school. Some of them were at the pool splashing. But what was so inappropriate? The inspector was watching them with a disgusting, debauchery look on his face. It was a sick, dark look on his expression. Ben couldn't help it. So he's a corruption. I knew it. I knew something was not right about him. He's no justice of the law. And he's the one responsible for these crimes. Of course. I begin to suspect something's amiss with the constable and the inspector. I believe they're not telling all their story, but the constable seems reluctant to keep this secret further. He looks like he's about to snap. I don't blame him. It's just bad enough to see someone is going to break loose ends and deal with the fact that there's a lot of monsters in the world. And you have to know that the inspector is connected with the vampires and also of the Haragi clan. No way. That can't be, Ben claimed. Oh no? Let me show you something. She also typed in something of the MPD, but she couldn't help but say, This device is quite intriguing. Ah, here we go. Ta-da! The Inspector Shadrick Lovell. He was there conversing with the vampire noble by the name of Farid Bathory. Farid was saying to him, Oh, Inspector, I believe we have a great proposition for you. If you can get close enough, perhaps we can make our grand entrance.
I never wanted to use you, but there's going to be a lot of things. If I am forced to do this, it will be of great sin to cause upon. But Crowley dismissed this. Sin? God? You really shouldn't blame yourself for all this. Yes, but in order to do this, we have to put a stop to Benjamin Hallows. What he is creating here is nothing like a man of God. He's nothing more than a demonic force of a worshipper. And I will do anything. I would give my blood if I have to. And God forbid I would even try to sacrifice anything in my path. Ben couldn't believe it. He's not going by his own religious system. He's just doing it out of his own selfishness.